Hey YouTube, Scott Dunnage Garage here with Matt and the Gladiator. A few weeks back, a couple months back actually, we put in the Boost running boards. They're lit and they are amazing. We're back in the garage with the Gladiator doing the mirrors. Let's check these out. All right, the box on this is absolutely amazing. And on the running boards, they did an amazing job packing. So I'm looking forward to see how well these are packed. Sticker, packing list, wiring, more wiring, and a koozie. Lots of wiring and a duct. Pull this off. Oh, those are big.
Those are big. Okay.
Yeah, that's your size comparison. It looks like about 1.5 to 2 inches taller. About an inch and a half wider than factory. One of the concerns I had is these high output reverse lights blinding the driver, but they are shielded really nicely, so I don't think that'll be an issue. They've got the blind spot indicator, defrost, two separate mirrors. One is your bubble mirror or fisheye mirror. And then on the other side, high output driving lights and a sequential, I think we went sequential, yes. Sequential turn signal. All right, we have the switch for the dash. We have the connectors with the fuses for splicing in the wires. We got two wire looms going from the mirrors into the door, down the door, and into the body of the Jeep. And then from there, these plug in and go to the fenders and the batteries and the switches and everything. All right, first thing we're gonna do is take off the inner door panel. We got a screw behind this plate, and then we have some screws along the bottom, a couple screws here, and then it just pops out. So let's get that done.
It has a little slot right there to grab.
I think of everything.
Okay.
The Boost mirrors are customizable. We opted for the fully loaded package that included the blind spot indicator, the mirror defroster, the high output reverse lights, the sequential start. Those are all options. They also include the motors to adjust the mirrors. And that is important because I just saw a competitor that had similar mirrors that were a little bit smaller, but they didn't have the motors in them. So you couldn't adjust your mirror. You had to roll down your windows and actually manually adjust your mirror. They didn't have the defrost. They didn't have the blind spot indicator. And they were the same price. So you're getting a much better value from Boost. Boost is going to take care of you. These are some great mirrors and we are loving them.
We need to unhook the wires that are on the back side of the door. The top one just pulls out and up. This one we need to pinch the clips on that wire.
Okay. And it just pulls right out the slot.
Yep.
And then up.
All right, and then your wire harness, which is on the bottom.
Right here.
Nope, comes off the door.
Oh, right here.
Pull your red up, lock.
Pro tip here, after you release the red lock on these, compress the connections together, push the button, and then pull out. It makes this a lot easier. It took us a little bit to figure that out. That's the trick.
Sorry guys, it's really hot. I'm sweating.
That was much. Okay, this has been a two-person job, pushing down on this and pulling out, but we got it. Roll the window up, there. Now for us, it was easier to fish the wire from the inside down and then up, and then using a much larger hole, being able to grab it with a hook tool. Okay, and with some finagling, we got her through. We went from the inside out. Here's the size comparison on these. The right side is factory, the left is the boost mirror. It is considerably bigger. There we go. Alright. Put some muscle behind it, get that snapped in there. Run the boost wire, don't get clicks. Young, having a second hand right here to protect the paint, probably advantageous.
Let's take a minute and look where we messed up. We crushed these wires when mounting the mirror to the door. Be very careful when you're doing this. It is easy to do. Just be careful. We spent a lot of time troubleshooting this to figure out what we did wrong.
All right, we ran the wire in along the other factory wiring, used 500,000 zip ties all along, and the disconnect plug is right up next to the one for the door. Reinstall the door. All right, let's start the wiring. All right, Matt has put the secondary switch in. Which one's which?
The top one is the mirrors, the bottom is the other.
So, well, that makes sense even.
Yep.
So, the mirrors being higher is your upper switch, and your running boards being lower, your lower switch. Wow, almost like he thought this out.
Yes, my wife did.
Yes, his wife told him where to put it. So now we're going to take the straighten out metal piece and shove the wires all from that side, from the passenger side, underneath the dash to the driver's side to wire up over here. When he put the switch in, we went ahead and ran the wires over to the passenger side. So everything's all on that side already. All right, we're gonna run the wires from the driver's side to the passenger. We did try going from the passenger to the driver, but the harness connection is too big. Putting the Devos Light Ranger to work underneath the dash of the trucks. Man, there's a lot of uses for these things. They are absolutely amazing. Once you get the upper kick panel done, lift that red lock up, rotate the white cam, unplug the wire, remove it from the side of the Jeep, and then take out that 10 millimeter bolt to remove this soffit kick panel. So on the passenger side, we removed the glove box and we're running the wires up through the back side, behind those two switches, down across, and then down. And we'll put a couple zip ties up in here to hold them up and out of the way. All right. That is the reverse. We're going to the bottom left wire. And we'll show you that hook back up. Wires will get cleaned up some, but up in there is where the reverse wires are tapped into the wire harness. Alright, so once you get everything unbolted, you rip the fender off. And it is violent. And you will break your clips, so make sure you go to the dealership and get new ones. Okay, we are on the passenger side. This is where you're supposed to tie in your lights from the mirrors for your turn signals, your running lights, with one of those little vampire-y clips. We're going to modify though. We've got the running boards from Boost, which provides this wire loom. So instead of tying into it up here, we're going to tie into it down here on the appropriate wires. Just note that the wires going in are one set of colors and the wires coming out change colors. When we get to the driver's side, we've already got the Boost running boards on here, which means we have the loom right here, so we can splice into the wires without removing that fender. Now if you don't have the running boards, then yes, you're going to have to remove the fender to get to the wire loom, because it's tucked up real tight for you to wire. Alright, we're going to head up underneath the dash with the straighten out wire piece, which is so fun to say. Find that grommet. Yep, looks like right there. We're going to shove the straighten out wire piece through. There's your battery box. Follow this loom in and up. That is the loom you're trying to shove through. So you want to be on the outside of it. Oh, I see ya. Ooh. Wow. Can't. Alright, I'm going to pull the straightened out wire piece out. Okay. Maybe. You get your wires. Alright, so I've got all of them. By Braille. Something.
Would that be in? Was this going to be in my way?
Okay, so we're going to the fourth wire over.
1, 2, 3, 4 is the blue one
On this adapter.
on this adapter. Yes, on the Boost Auto adapter.
So let's get that vampire connector on there. Now we're going to cut the two blue wires for the running lights to length. Strip the wires, not us.
I just spliced it to the number 2 over on the Boost Auto
extension.
harness extension, yeah. So it's the second one over on that one.
All right, plug it in the last connector here. Matt did bring up an interesting point. We're able to access this harness because when we installed it, the tab that mounts it to the Jeep broke. So it's kind of sloppy, and when it's installed, we just zip tie it to the body. So that might be an issue for you, but it worked out beautifully for us. And right there is where the connector or the extension is zip tied to the body to keep that out of the way. And we've hooked up the power lead. But every fuse on this for the boost is the large ATM, I believe they're called, fuses. But the fuses for the Jeep are the little micros. So grab a few extra fuses for this and throw it in the glove box for the just in cases.
All right, let's take a look at the finished product on these mirrors and running boards. These things are sexy. We are getting all sorts of good looks going down the road. Thanks a lot, Boost, for an amazing product. Now, while this was an install video, if you need more information, head to Boost's website and they have step-by-step instructions on how to do these installs. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You have yourself a blessed day, and remember, life's an adventure. Go live it. We'll see you in the next video.